If you continue to supply false information, you may well be charged.
Not only is he going to lose any power they find, he's also going to lose his car.
Lucky fish.
Lucky fish.
Lucky day, lucky fish.
I got some bad news for you, my friend. It's not a lucky fish.
In Taranaki, Brad and other officers from the Ministry of Fisheries have set up a checkpoint to target power poachers around New Plymouth.
Brad Downford from Ministry of Fisheries, just doing a routine inspection of people who've been gathering. How'd you get on? You been down there getting a few? Just in the back?
While most people stick to the limit of 10 power per person, this area has been hit from overfishing.
There's not... Afternoon. You been out diving at all? Got any seafood in the car? Yep. How'd you get on? Do all right?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, OK.
But the day has just begun when word comes through of a car evading the checkpoint.
Affirmative. Don't...
Yeah, they got to about here, and
Couldn't see in the dust. See these cars here
and then he boogied out. He's gone. He spun around, done a handbrake, and just.
Pretty sure he will have gone.
Dust.
The car that's tried to escape is green, but there also appears to have been another vehicle.
There was another car behind though. I'm sure there was a white and a green car, and the green car was in front of the white car.
Yeah, maybe, but this guy's holding up the guys around the other ones to get up there.
Yeah. To get rid of their gear.
The other car has disappeared completely, but up ahead, another fisheries vehicle has caught up with the green car.
Yeah, John from Brad on tactical.
Yeah, Brad or call from John.
Yeah, Roger, we're right behind you.
There are 3 guys in the car, and they've got a customary permit for their load of power.
There you go. Got a wee permit there.
Yeah, bug out on the white vehicle.
And when did you get it? Yesterday. Person. Do you know the permit? The permit issuer?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep. Do you know them?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give them a quick call. The permit just hasn't been, or the authorisation hasn't been signed.
The missing signature on the permit isn't the only odd thing about this situation. After all, if you've got a permit, why run?
How come you spun around when you were coming out through the gate and shot back the other way?
Oh, no, we were just a bit fucking... Think about our powers, didn't know how many we had.
So you knew it was a fisheries checkpoint, and you spun around and came back to try and evade?
Yeah, well, we're supposed to come there. Oh, no, I think the bro left his flippers there, but they're obviously there.
I think probably your first answer was the more accurate one, fair to say?
Yeah.
Just as an aside, you know, no matter what you may or may not have in the vehicle in terms of power, if you fail to stop at a checkpoint, which becomes an obstruction type charge, okay, or you try and evade a fishery officer, that takes it up to way more serious than whatever you've got in the car. And for example, if you come up to a checkpoint, if you came up to a checkpoint though, I mean, you've admitted that you knew there was a checkpoint there and you deliberately turned around and went away. All I'm saying to you is that you then put at risk the vehicle because you've used the vehicle to try and obstruct fishery officers. Who's filled this part of the authorisation in? See this part, if you just have a look here.
Oh, he just told me, oh, where's the address at? And he said, oh, you want to fill in the address?
Okay.
The address in. Okay,
and then when's the date been put in? Because that's obviously different writing to that.
Yeah,
So
that's when it's going to be, that's like when we're going to have them, on the 24th, which I think is a Saturday. Is it the Saturday?
Okay. And who actually filled that part in? Because that's different. You see
same person. He must have filled it in and said, oh, I'll drop it off to you, so I'm going on the way.
Yep.
Came in and I put that and then he put that date.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So you rang him up, arranged for it, and then he dropped it.
He filled it in and then came back and I said, oh yeah, that's the address, and I put the address in and then he said, oh, when you're saving it, and then he put the date in.
Okay.
I said probably Saturday.
Got in.
As Brad tries to sort out the details of the permit, things get worse for the men. Brenda has found 2 more bags of power in the back of their car.
I thought you said there was no more. It's probably the biggest pack in there.
Okay, guys. Okay, we need to get something sorted out here. Okay. But I didn't tell you. Well, hang on. We need to get this sorted out. Okay. This is now second time with false details in terms of who's named on the permit and who's here, and you were quite specifically asked, was there anything else in the car? No, that's it. Only in the boot. Okay. So I just ask you guys now to think very, very carefully about any future answers you might give us. And what I'm going to do now is caution you that if you continue to supply false information, you may well be charged with obstruction of a fishery officer, OK? So, we all clear on that?
Brad's message is getting through, and they begin to cooperate. Their total catch of 268 power is within their permit, but Brad still has to talk to the permit issuer because he hasn't signed the authorisation.
I just want to speak to the kaitiaki who's issued this permit and just confirm a couple of details on this and just explain what's happened here today. So what we'll do is we'll just grab this power, put it on one of the vehicles. If you just follow us back up to the road, up to Puketapu Road, there's cell phone coverage there, and we can stop, just ring the kaitiaki there, have a quick chat about it, and then we'll go from there. Is that all right? So if you just want to load your gear into the car and we'll follow us up.
At the top of the hill, Brad okays the power with the kaitiaki, but there's still a major question to be cleared up. When the officers had chased the guys, another car had sped off. And 2 days later, police and fisheries are going after the owner.
The reason they gave for doing a runner was that they thought they were over their 300.
The owner of the runaway car is soon found, and today is not his day. Not only is he going to lose any power they find, he's also going to lose his car.
I've got a warrant here to seize that vehicle. There's my warrant, OK? Just outlining I'm a fishery officer from Ministry of Fisheries.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
As the man comes to grips with what's happening, the house search begins. And it doesn't take long to identify a newly frozen batch of power.
All this is frozen solid. It's just one block. I mean, look at this. It's just one big block of ice. So this power has been sitting in there like that, so it would tend to suggest that the power hasn't been in there that long. I mean, look at this. You've even got icicles. Look, that's all just frozen solid. And that there, see, there's the shape there. So I'd say this hasn't been in there very long. And I would suggest that those shells are relatively fresh and that there's less shells in here than there is meat in there. So I'd say that there's more shells. There's not enough shells. Now this here is going to be beautiful, mate. It absolutely reeks, and I'm not sure what's in the bottom of it. Don't let it splash on you because it hawks. There you go. There they are.
The number of freshly shucked power shells is the evidence they were looking for.
What I need to do is I need to take that stuff back to the police station, just lay it out and see what I've got, OK? So if you come over and, say, at 10:30.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
All right.
At Patea Police Station, the shells were hosed down and counted.
Oh, OK.
So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 101. Those ones look a little bit older, but they might not be. In the sun, they'd come up pretty quick.
101 power is far more than anybody should have, so the decision is made to take all the meat and confiscate the offender's car.
So we're going to be taking the bag of powers that we found in the freezer, the white bag with the shells in it on the rubbish tin, and we'll be taking the rubbish tin and the power shells inside that, plus that one's for the vehicle, which is going to be going with these guys here. All right, so we'll let you know what's going on.
The man was fined $500 for evading a fisheries checkpoint and ordered to pay $130 court costs and $300 for solicitor's fees.
Sizes and everything?
Yep. I don't think there are rules for cover.
No. That was one.
Yeah. But it's for snapper, but no snapper today.
Okay.
It's a warm afternoon and fisheries officers are running a major operation to check people coming from Auckland's west coast beaches.
Is that 25 there?
Yeah, 5. Yeah. So that's the limit, and that's the access there. So we've got...
They're looking for evidence of illegal fishing, but they're also there to make sure that everybody knows the rules.
That means you got to make sure you measure all the fish next time. And I'll just get you some rulers to measure them.
Good boy.
The latest addition to the fisheries staff is Luke, a dog that's been trained to search out power. And today's his first day at a checkpoint.
You got some power in here?
Oh, yeah.
Is it in here? Yeah. Good boy, see? Yes, good boy. The dog's trained to find power. If it's concealed in vehicles or undeclared or hidden amongst other goods like kinner or mussels. The dogs are there to find it.
We've got a size limit on the power. Yeah, and these are a wee bit small.
I was just going to enter it on the rock actually, but
Yeah, you still can't take them when they're small, you know?
Yeah, I was going to, damn.
Yeah, the regulation size, the minimum size is 125 mils.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a wee bit small on this one. We've got one more power, and that's 114, so that's small again. Do you want to look at the camera? We'll take a quick portrait. Thank you.
Thank you.
One for the album.
The man's photograph will join all the others who have been processed for illegal fishing. And for his too undersized power, he'll escape with a warning. But just up the road, Liam's come across a guy who thinks it's his lucky day.
Lucky fish.
Lucky fish.
Lucky day, lucky fish.
Okay.
And
let's have a look.
big fish, that's a big one.
Oh, good.
That's a big one.
What do you call that?
That could be a yellow tail.
Okay.
Yellow tail.
What's another name for that?
Another fish, it could be a yellow tail, could be a kingfish.
Could be a kingfish.
Could be part of the family. Might be.
Yeah. And
Should be alright.
did you measure this kingfish?
No, that's
No.
a big one. That's a big fish. That's a big fish.
What's the size for kingfish?
I'm not sure. That's a big size.
Do you
That's a big
know
fish.
there's a size for kingfish?
Could be 400 around. That's a big one, is
Okay.
it? Subcasting.
With the legal size for kingfish set at 75 centimetres, this boastful fisherman is in for a
Your
shock.
bag. Okay.
You realize? Yeah, on the road.
I got some bad news for you,
Why?
my
Why
friend.
bad
It's
news?
not a lucky fish.
Why not? Lucky fish.
Legal size for kingfish is 75.
But that's not on the boat, is it?
This one,
The man hasn't yet figured out there's a problem with his kingfish.
yeah,
Subcasting.
you're wrong.
Subcasting.
Whether you fish off the surf casting or you
Yeah.
fish on a boat,
Yeah.
it's 75 centimetres. And your one
How
is
about
under
How
53.
about subcasting?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's undersized.
Oh, no. I heard before they don't have such type of the site for the boat and the surf casting.
With a small snapper to go with his undersized kingfish, this guy is going to get a $250 fine for what he thought was the best day's fishing of a long and unsuccessful career.
20 years I've been fishing. I never got any kingfish in my life. That's the first time. First time.
What did you think the legal size was?
I'm not sure. So
Okay.
could be 400.
Any other explanation for these two undersized fish?
For you to say that's underside, for me to say, oh, that's for my old day. That's a good catch. So it happened for your side. Say that is not good enough. So nothing I can say.
Okay.
No dinner tonight. Doesn't matter.